Bay. Devon Habib on board for the David Nevenhuizen stable. David had a place in the first race with Hot August. He's run first and also fourth in race number 2. And Plumfield and runner-up number 2, Piccadilly Square, came from similar positions. The pace was steady. It certainly wasn't record-breaking. And number 1, Plumfield, got to the lead at the right time, took the shortest route home at the inside. And to be honest, from the final 200 metres, she never looked in doubt. It's a good win because a lot of her good business has come over slightly further. But her last run, even though beaten just over 4 lengths behind Corrido, showed some signs of life. So nice win there from Plumfield. Number 2, Piccadilly Square, remains consistent. She's run second. The one horse to have finished off her race quite nicely was number 7, Long Pond. She came from a mile back. Maybe she'll need to go back onto the radar for next time, provided that she's in a similar type of race. So Long Pond stayed on nicely for third. And then came number 8, Diva Faustina, who also was up there with the pace. Probably just showing signs of needing it. Had been off for 170 days and ended up running out of puff late for fourth. But this blowout will do her a bit of good.
Numbers up for the second race. Winner was number 1, Plumfield. Second to 2, Piccadilly Square. Third was 7, Long Pond. Fourth went to 8, Diva Faustina. And fifth was 5, Countess Trenton. Returning to the winners' enclosure, having her first start for trainer David Nevenhuizen, is number 1, Plumfield. Owned by Mr. Mark Terry, trading as Bloodline Racing. Ridden by Devon Habib. Bred by Mutansuk. 4-year-old chestnut filly by Marchfield out of the Argosy mare Plum Choice. She's now a 2-time winner from 11 starts. Well done to the Nevenhuizen stables. And returning back to the number 1 box is number 1, Plumfield. A good winner here.
Good win here from Plumfield. First run for David Nevenhuizen, and she's won over 1,600 metres, probably a distance that was perceived to be short of her best, but nonetheless, everything's worked out. And Devon's here. Just before we talk about this win, let's talk a little bit about yourself. You've been back in the saddle for not too long now. You're happy with things are going? Obviously, Basadi Faith found you, or you found Basadi Faith, but you happy with how things have gone for your first year or so back?
Yes, all glory goes to God, put my trust. At one stage I almost gave up the game, and just got myself right with God, and just to get my confidence back, and that I can still do it, and all glory goes to Him.
And tell us about the track. Obviously, the first race was won by Nappy, so I never asked him. But what's your opinion on this Turfetine Inside track? And good nick for this time of year?
Yes, it's nothing wrong with it. I think it's one of the best tracks at the moment. I think the best one at the moment. So it's all going good, the tracks.
Well, that's good news. Now tell us about this race, because the pace seemed to be steady, but you gave Plumfield every chance. Was it always the intention to be where you were?
Yes, I'm good mates with the owner, Mr. Terry. We discussed this run. I never asked him for the ride, but he just told me the horse has gone to Mr. Nieuwenhuizen. And so last week I spoke to Mr. Nieuwenhuizen, and he gave me the ride, and it's all glory goes to God. And it's going in the race. So at the good draw, I told Mr. Nieuwenhuizen and Mr. Terry that I'm going to jump and sit behind Warren. I'm not going to force her, and then she likes to come from off them. She, like her first two starts, if you look at her starts, she came from way off the field, and her first start she got done down the inside, and the next start, she's got a nice turn of foot, and I worked her on Friday, and I told Mr. Nieuwenhuizen, if you look at the form and the work, it's two different things. So she put her work to her today, and she won a good race.
She's won over further. She's performed over further. What do you think is her best? Do you think further still, or 1600?
No, I think 14, 16 is her game, and I think the more you leave her in the beginning, the more acceleration you're going to get at the end. So that's what we've done today, and I just gave her a confident ride. Warren went quite early. Not early, but I had to follow him through, which was a nice lead. And I just saw the horses on the outside, and I just throw her hands and yell, and she kicked and she fought on, winning a good race.
One more ride, what do you expect?
I'm trying. It's going over the 2.6 for the first time, and I'm always trying all my rides. On Tuesday I had 4 rides, all in the money. So I'm trying. That's what we are for, to get as close as possible and earn money for the owners and the trainers, and
and yourselves,
and obviously for ourselves. But I would like to thank Mr. Nieuwenhuizen for the support and for giving me a chance, and I have more to come.
Well played, Dev.
Thank you.
Well done to Devon Habib. Let's get David Nieuwenhuizen in here. Place in the first race, first and fourth in the second race. Not bad.
Yeah, we're happy with the results so far. Look, Devon said most of it. I just want to go right to the beginning. Mark phoned me up and said, look, can he bring a horse to me? I said, that's fine. And the horse came from Lucky Udalakis. I spoke to Natalie. She gave me all the information on the horse, very open, good condition. The last time the horse was meant to run, I think it was scratched in the parade ring. So a lot of credit must go to them as well for being so open and letting the horse come to me. Devon came and did work, he got the ride. I must thank Mark, because he brought the horse. We discussed the Argosy mare, and we brought her back in distance in that sense. And we just thought that she, if you leave her alone, give her a chance, and she'll run at them rather than trying to do it early. So thanks to Mark, he's not here. I think he's going overseas tomorrow maybe. Thanks to Devon, thanks to Natalie Udalakis. And yeah, it's great to have a winner. First time out for Mark. I think it's his colours as well, and I think it's turned out well.
And this winner opens up a few avenues for her. Obviously, she's won over further than this, 1600 metres. Nice tick in the box there.
Yeah, absolutely. If you watch the early races, she came from the clouds to run nearly a place, as Devon said, got interfered with, and had nowhere to go, and we took her back to that. And by looking at those early races, all the footage of all the races and that, I think we played it out correctly. So great. 3
more runners. One I really want to ask you about is Jet Johnson. What's going on there?
He bled. It's a serious issue for him in that sometimes you got a really good horse. He actually shows great work. But, if he's going to bleed internally, or, the last time, unfortunately, it happened early. But sometimes it teaches you a lesson, and you learn by that. Hopefully today we can just get a bit of cover and run at them. He's better than his form suggests.
And the others?
I think Muzi will be trying really hard with the Great Queen. I think we got a chance there, each way chance possibly. More of a place chance, but... Muzi, he rides them quite handy, and that's the way she has to be. Last time we dropped out of contention by not being handy with her, and I think that she's got a fair chance in that race with Muzi up.
Well played, David, and nice to see you.
Thanks very much.
Well done to David Nevenhuizen, the winning trainer. Well done to Mark Terry from Bloodline Racing. Nice to have his colours in the winners' enclosure. Well done to Devin Habib. Nice win there from Plumfield in race number 2. Pick 6 underway in the third race. Don't miss out. We're expecting a nice big pool today.